Bum, bum, bum. Damn, a little bit under the weather. But I guess we're calling this an emergency podcast. As you can see, no haircut, nothing. But I needed to get my immediate reaction out there. I've had some time to think this over, and it still doesn't make much sense.
Luka Doncic headed to the Lakers. Anthony Davis headed to the Mavericks in a seismic trade that shakes up the reigning Western Conference champion Mavs and gives LeBron James in Los Angeles a 25-year-old superstar who's been All-NBA first team for 5 straight years.
What the fuck? You know, when Kobe Bryant passed away, when monumental things happen in the world, the moment you hear that news, everything that is transpiring around you in that time, everything that you're doing, everything that involves you, you remember it. Everybody remembers where they were when Kobe passed away. Everyone remembers where they were when they realized that Osama bin Laden was captured and killed. Everyone remembers where they were when the Twin Towers went down for 9/11. Anyone that watches basketball, really. This is quite certainly the most shocking thing we've seen in NBA history. A 25-year-old first-team All-NBA player, 5 years in the running. That's more than Steph Curry has in his entire career. I can't even talk. I'm so flabbergasted right now. I can't imagine I'm doing this right now. Is traded, entering his prime, to the Los Angeles Lakers. There's certain ways going about building a championship team. You can go through the draft young talent, develop said talent. Hopefully one day it's repaid to your organization with a championship. You can sign guys in free agency, convince them that your organization, your team, the philosophies in which your coach and you believe in are means by which they should invest their time and energy into, and sign said player, and hopefully one day have them make an impact in which you're holding the Larry O'Brien trophy. Or I guess you can just be the Los Angeles Lakers, where stars just fall into your lap. La La Land, Tinseltown, whatever you want to call it. June 1975, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is traded to the Lakers. He goes on to win 5 rings. He was a leading point scorer in the NBA for 40-odd years until LeBron broke it recently. June 1996, Kobe Bryant is traded to the Los Angeles Lakers on draft day. We know Kobe Bryant, 18-time All-Star, 20-year plus career, 5 championship with the Los Angeles Lakers. February 1st, 2008, Pau Gasol traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. July 6th, 2019, Anthony Davis is traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. They win a chip the following year. February 1st, 2025, Luka freaking Doncic is a Laker. Doesn't even sound right. Why would the Mavs do this deal? The first question that came to my mind. Why would you trade the third best player in the league, hands down? If there was a draft today and you asked every general manager in the league, who is the top 5 players you are picking to build your franchise around heading forward the next decade? Your number 1 overall pick is Victor Wembanyama. Your second overall pick, Nikola Jokic. Your third overall pick, I can give you, if you want to say, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Sure. Most people would say Luka. The very least, Luka Doncic is the 4th best player in the league for the next decade. Now, of course, if you're trading Luka Doncic, you're expected to get a pretty big haul for Luka Doncic. Mark Cuban, the former owner of the Mavericks, who sold his majority stake and is no longer as involved in the Mavericks organization as he once was, once said, "I'd rather take my wife to court and get a divorce than trade Luka Doncic." He said that. This is a talent unlike any we've seen at the point guard position before. We've seen Magic. We've seen Jason Kidd. We've seen Kyrie Irving. We've seen Steph Curry. We've seen, I guess if you want to call LeBron a point guard, someone that's 6'8", with the size that Luka has, with the ball handling ability that he has. He's got this sort of herky-jerk movement to him where you can't speed him up, you can't slow him down, and you just can't stop him. He's unguardable. His ability to view the court, all ends, make passes, make reads, rebound the ball at an efficient rate and a productive rate. For his career, he averages almost 10 rebounds and 10 assists per game as a point guard. I have Luka right now as the 3rd best player in the league. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is coming, and he's right there. I think if they go on and they complete this championship run this year, I'm ready to put him at number 3. But with respect to what Luka has done, getting his teams to the finals last year, I have Luka at 3. So the story is, general manager of the Mavericks, Nico Harrison, calls up Rob Pelinka and says, "We like Anthony Davis." And Rob goes, "No, he's not for trade for Luka Doncic." You know, it's one thing to have a target in mind. And I get that the Mavericks are enamored with Anthony Davis and they feel like he is the perfect player for their system and what they want to accomplish in the short and long term. And I respect that. I have a tremendous amount of respect for anyone that is in the GM or coaching space that opts to do it their way, because this is a high turnover job. When you think about the years that coaches are afforded and general managers, these are very cutthroat jobs. So if you have the opportunity to get this job, you better do it your way. And if your basketball philosophy is defense wins championship, then I respect that. And I think no one fits the bill more than Anthony Davis. So we don't need to recap the trade. Shams Charania already mentioned what the Lakers got, what the Mavericks got. I'm going to look at this from the Mavericks side of things. The 2024 NBA Finals, it's easy to say Luka Doncic had possibly the most embarrassing defensive performance of any star player in that finals that I can remember seeing for my entire existence. It was a disgrace. The ease at which Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum would blow past him. And, you know, it reminds me of when the Lakers took on the Mavericks in the bubble. And Kyle Kuzma was on the Lakers at the time. And in a post-game interview, they asked Kyle Kuzma, "How did you guys come back and win this game?" And he said, kind of in a nonchalant way and shrugged his shoulders, "We just went after whoever Luka was guarding. Simple as that." And Luka's been better in spots. He hasn't been as big of a liability as the stats might show. But with the spotlight on you in the NBA Finals, and you show up and underperform on that side of the floor the way you did, I think that rubbed Jason Kidd the wrong way. I think it rubbed the general manager the wrong way. And especially if you're not going to be taking your diet, your nutrition, your work ethic, your commitment to your cardio, to your conditioning serious, and you could put on that kind of performance in the finals, this is how you find yourself asking questions of how a 25-year-old with this kind of potential, this kind of upside is being traded. Work ethic. That's what it comes down to. And if your owner, if your general manager, if your coach does not believe in your work ethic, they will not invest in you. They will not give you what was almost certainly going to be the largest NBA contract in the history of this league. $345 million was going to be available to Luka Doncic for signing at the end of this year. He's lost $117 million by this trade. The Los Angeles Lakers do not have bird rights on the player after trading for him. Therefore, he cannot be afforded the full max contract. Now, the reports coming out, like I said, it's almost like you have a breakup with a girl and you're trying to get out reasons as to why you fumbled a baddie. It doesn't matter. Now, having said that, Luka has his faults, of course. Now, we've talked about that. But irrespective of that, that is something that you handle in-house. And you find a way to make that work with that kind of talent. When you trade a player, there's no, even if, let's say, they went out and they auctioned him out in the NBA, so to say. San Antonio Spurs have more picks. Houston Rockets have more picks. You would have been able to get upwards of 5 to 6, 7 first-round picks for Luka Doncic. All of that, and you still are not guaranteed to find a player like Luka Doncic. Offensively transcendent players like this don't just fall into your lap. Wait, but he did. Do you remember the draft? Number 1 overall pick, DeAndre Ayton on the Phoenix Suns, got traded. Significantly underwhelming player. Number 2 overall pick, Marvin Bagley. He's still in the league. Number 3 overall pick, the Hawks traded Luka Doncic for Trae Young. I just gave you 3 teams that gave up on you. You fell into the lap of the Mavericks. You win Rookie of the Year. You go on to have one of the best starts to a career. Lead your team to the NBA Finals. In the mix for MVPs every year that you've started. And they trade you. They give up on you as well. If this isn't a wake-up call to Luka Doncic, I don't know what's going to be. I think Mavericks fans are disappointed, to say the least, in the return that they've gotten. I'm going to say this now. Anthony Davis is otherworldly. I think he's the best two-way talent right now in the league. He's the best two-way player in the league right now. He is remarkable defensively. He can switch 1 through 5. He is a rim protector. He can roam. He can switch onto the perimeter. He can guard guards. He can keep perimeter players contained to an extent. He averages 25 points per game easily, but he is no Luka Doncic. Why do you think the Lakers did this trade? Anthony Davis is remarkable and as talented as he is not capable of being the best player on a championship team. And if he was, the Lakers wouldn't trade him. He is an overqualified Robin, meaning he can be the second option on your team. And I think he is going to be the second option on this team. I think now that ball handling responsibility falls solely on Kyrie Irving. We're going to see if the Mavs go out and make another deal. They now have 3 first-round picks available to them to go out and make another trade. I expect them to do so as well to round out this roster. What it does do, it moves Anthony Davis to power forward, which is his dream position. He loves playing power forward. He's talked about it all his tenure with the Lakers. In fact, in the most recent interview that he did with ESPN, he talked to Shams Charania, the senior NBA insider, about playing the 4 and the Lakers making a trade to fill that position and allow him to play the power forward position. He's got Daniel Gafford now. He's got Derek Lively. He's got guys that can come in, eat up some minutes at the center spot. Even though I do think the closing lineup will be with him at the 5. But he's going to be rejuvenated. He's going to be motivated. He's got a chip on his shoulder. He's happier. I expect great things from Anthony Davis with the Dallas Mavericks. And another guy that's going under the radar in this trade, Max Christie. I love Anthony Davis. He's been my favorite player to watch on the Lakers. I'm a huge LeBron guy, yes, but he's been my favorite player to watch. And Max Christie was slowly climbing the ladder for one of my favorites as well. He's only 21 years of age. He's still younger than players being drafted this year in the NBA draft. This is his first real opportunity to play NBA basketball this year. He had a rough start to the season, but he has excelled tremendously in a role with the Lakers as a starting 2 guard. He's a tenacious defender. He's a smart defender. He shoots almost 40% from the 3-point line. And he's flash on-ball skills, ability to get to the rack. Now, with young players, you always find decision-making to be their weak point. And like I said, he's only 21 years of age. But he's the perfect role player you want surrounding your star player. The Lakers are going to miss him a lot. They have Luka now. They have LeBron. They got guys that can handle the ball. They need play finishers. They need guys that are able to defend, slide their feet, shoot the 3, and compete on that end of the floor. And Max Christie embodied that. And he's only 21. So who knows what he's going to look like 5 years from now. I project him to be a high-level starter on one of the most important teams in the NBA for the next foreseeable future. He's going to be great. I don't know if he's going to be a preliminary all-star. I don't think he has that high ceiling. But for a quality, defensive-minded, 6'5", athletic wing guard player, he is incredibly valuable. He is the player the Lakers, when the Lakers had Anthony Davis and LeBron James together, the main prototype of player you wanted around them is Max Christie. And he was the only player that they were able to draft and develop into that. If they had 2 Max Christies alongside those guys with Austin Reeves and a center, that's a championship team. Unfortunately, the Lakers front office is not the most competent, so they were not able to find more talent like Max Christie. He's in this trade. He's going to Dallas. I hope they find minutes for him. And I have no doubt if he is afforded those opportunities, he will shine. And Mavericks fans, you will love him. Anthony Davis, I know you're upset you're losing Luka Doncic, but he is otherworldly. Like I said, he's the best 2-way talent in this league. He is a monster on the defensive end. And he has nights where he averages where he can put up 40 and 20. But he's no Luka Doncic. And the Lakers acquired Luka Doncic. So we're talking about this now from Lakers side. When LeBron James released his shoe brand, the first player he had interest in signing onto the LeBron shoe deal was Luka Doncic. Now he didn't. He ended up signing with Jordan. But we knew from the start, from Luka entering the NBA, LeBron has always been enamored with Luka. And we know that Luka looks up to LeBron. LeBron is his favorite player. So to see this come to fruition, it's almost too good to be true. Now the basketball fit, it's a little more intriguing than you might think. Now at this stage in his career, LeBron is more so like Luka than ever before, in the sense that he's not as athletic as he once was. He does not commit to the defensive end like he once did. You're not going to find LeBron James sitting in the chair, picking up full court, denying opportunities, and putting in that kind of effort in defense on a night-to-night basis. And I'm not even sure Luka Doncic is capable of putting in that kind of effort, because I've never seen it in his career. He hasn't needed to, because he's had players around him to be able to pick up that kind of slack. And his impact has been primarily on the offensive end. So to have two guys like that now on your starting five, it makes it a little tougher to build out this team. Now you traded away Anthony Davis, your only starting caliber center on this team. Jackson Hayes, in my opinion, great talent, young guy. He's not even backup quality in the NBA for me. And he's going to be starting for this team. You don't have as much play finishers now. You don't have Max Christie to defend on the perimeter anymore. You're not going to deploy guys like Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura. With respect to those guys, those are more offensively driven guys. So all in all, I don't think right now we can say the Los Angeles Lakers are championship contenders anymore. It's funny. It took them 3 years to get this close in the way their roster was constructed this year for me to believe that they had a shot at this thing. And immediately they turn around and blow it up. So I guess you guys can tell from the tone of my voice at this point, I'm excited for the future of the Lakers. I really am. But as of right now this saddens me a little bit. I was a huge Anthony Davis guy. I love what the Lakers had going, and I thought they had one more run in them for sure. Their roster wasn't quite there, but they definitely had the assets to go out and add a few pieces here, like a center, another primary attack defender. And I think they would have been right there with the other teams in the Western Conference with a shot to contend for a championship. Rob Pelinka pulled the plug. They traded for Luka Doncic. And I understand, when a generational talent like that comes across your table, you can't say no. This sets you up for the next decade in what you're able to build with a generational, international superstar. But I guess we'll die wondering what could have happened this year. And the Dallas Mavericks, I expect the Dallas Mavericks to be one of the elite, if not the most elite defensive team in the NBA. With Daniel Gafford, Anthony Davis, Derek Lively in the front court, with Max Christie, PJ Washington, and Marshall garnering the wings, this is an elite defensive team top to bottom. Where they're going to struggle? On-ball creation, half-court sets. I don't think they have the shot quality and creation ability to go all the way. If they do end up making it to the finals and giving Boston or whoever comes out of the East a shot, Anthony Davis is going to have to play out of his mind. He's going to have the best shot creating and shooting season of his career, which we've seen him do before in 2020 when the Lakers won the championship. Mavs fans, take care of AD. Take care of Max Christie. I know you're mad right now. I know you're upset. But don't take it out of the players. You still got a great chance at making a run at this thing. Los Angeles Lakers, they somehow managed to do it again, man. That's it. That's all we got for right now. I'm going to get up out of here. I'm going to go ponder on whether I want to watch Mavericks games now or Lakers games, as I'm torn. But thanks for joining me as always. See you guys next time. Out.